YouTubers. Right, now I'm going to be looking at the Dalek Collector box set. Now, normally I would start with this one, seeing as he was the first Dalek, but no. I'm going to start with this one. So, let me just go through the articulation. The articulation is the same on all of the Daleks. It's just the standard. You've got 360-degree turn in the head. Eye stalk moves up and down. And the plunger and the gun are on swivel joints. And, of course, it's on 3 wheels. And that's basically it. That's the articulation. Simple as that. So, this Dalek is, in actual fact, a Dead Planet Dalek repainted with a black head. And also with a new gun. And with the slats added. It is just very similar. So if I just zoom in, the gun is the ones used on the Genesis Daleks, and the mesh is obviously the same as used on the Genesis Daleks as well. The eye stalk on the Dalek is also different. The eye stalk is, although the same length as the Dead Planet ones, now have 5 rings on it, with sort of spaces, as opposed to the huge clump of rings put together. But it basically is a repaint with some marginal differences added. And it is, of course, the Emperor Dalek's guard, as seen in Evil of the Daleks, a story that is no longer with us. So, although this is a nice figure to have, it would be a lot nicer if we could actually have an Emperor Dalek for it to go with. And it would be nicer if we could actually see the story. But it's still a nice figure to have. And like I say, if you like your Daleks, like I like my Daleks, then it's nice just to have these up on the shelf. So, here's the next one. And this is the Supreme Dalek from Day of the Daleks, 1972. Oh, the Evil of the Daleks Emperor Guard was from 1967, by the way. So, this is from 72, John Pertwee era. The articulation is the same. The body is actually a Genesis of the Daleks Dalek, repainted. So the whole body has been repainted gold, except for the mesh, and the hemispheres are still black, and the fender is still black. The gun has been completely painted gold, and the plunger is only gold at the ball joint. This is all still silver. The eye stalk is also gold here as well. And the rest of it's silver. The headlamps are still the same. The mesh is still the same, just with gold lines going down it. So we now have all of the Supreme Daleks from the 70s. I've always liked this Dalek. I've always liked the gold colour of it. It's very accurate to the on-screen prop, more so than Product Enterprise's version. The eye stalk dot should be a bit smaller, I think. In fact, it may actually be slightly smaller. But no, I don't think it is. But if you watch Day of the Daleks, it generally is really, really tiny. But this is a nice figure. Again, it's really just a repaint. And basically, that's all the Daleks really were back then. Mainly just repaints of old props. But it's nice, and it will be very nice when John Pertwee comes out later in the year. So it'd be nice to be able to stand him next to it. And now for the final figure of this set. this Dalek. Now, this Dalek is very interesting. Now, Character Options has put on the box of this one that it is the Saucer Pilot Dalek from the Dalek Invasion of Earth. Now, I previously reviewed this Dalek, which came with William Hartnell. Now, the box for this Dalek said that it was the Dalek Saucer Commander. Now, I never brought this up in the review, but it is not actually called that. It's actually called the Dalek Supreme Controller. One Dalek actually says something about contacting Dalek Supreme Control. So, he's the Supreme Dalek. He's the Saucer Pilot. But is he? This is the real question. Well, this one is not Saucer Commander. That's wrong. Dalek Supreme Controller. So we've got that sussed. Now this one is seen in episode 2 of the Dalek Invasion of Earth in 1964 with William Hartnell. It is a basic Dead Planet Dalek on the enlarged fender, and only bits of it are black. The head is black. The slats here have been painted black. And those squares have been painted black. And then you have an entirely black Dalek. Well, the other day, I was watching the Dalek Invasion of Earth, and this is what I noticed. Episode 2, you see this guy on the Dalek saucer, doing his thing, ordering the Daleks around. He goes inside the saucer, you see him about, moving about and things. That's it. End of the episode. Episode 3, the Dalek saucer comes under attack by the rebels. And who should come out of the saucer? No, not this Dalek, but this Dalek. Now, where did he come from? And you never see him ever again in the story. He's gone. Where did he go and where did he come from? Well, I've found out where he came from. He didn't come from anywhere, because it is in fact the exact same Dalek. Now you may think, can't be right. Unfortunately, it is. I put on the production subtitles, and this Dalek is actually this Dalek, but the painting had not been completed. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with how television worked in terms of Doctor Who back in the 60s, you would rehearse the story during the week, and then on Friday night, you would film the story. Well, obviously, Friday night came along, and the Dalek hadn't been finished painting, so they must have thought, well, obviously we need to make it look different enough from the other Daleks, so we'll just paint bits of it black, and then we'll finish the painting in time for next week's episode. So, contrary to popular belief, they are not two different Daleks, they are not two different ranks of Dalek, they are the very same Dalek. Now you may be thinking, well, he's got black on his, well, he has silver. Well, the colour version of this Dalek is actually wrong. That should not be silver, it should be black, even more so than that. Now the reason why, I don't know, but the black and white figure for this one does have the black on it. So in fact, the colour Dalek, which unfortunately I've already used now for my own Dalek story, is not entirely accurate. It is just a repaint of this one, which is in turn a repaint of this one placed on the base of the Supreme Dalek from Planet of the Daleks. The eye stalk is the same as this one, just now with black on it. And as I said, the skirt has only been painted black in slats and blocks there and there. And in case you think that I'm talking absolute nonsense, put on Dalek Invasion of Earth episode 3, put the production subtitles on, and the story will be revealed to you. It makes sense. He goes in the ship in episode 2, he comes out in episode 3. Where did he go? They finished painting him. And join me in a couple of days' time, I hope, where I shall be reviewing another classics figure, which is the 6th Doctor in Peter Davison's costume from the Caves of Androzani. Thanks for watching, guys, and I shall see you next time.